Hello, hello. All right, in this video, we are covering solving degree 3 using synthetic division. So take notes. All right, so solving degree 3. And we're going to be using synthetic division. So before, you learned how to solve degree 3 using factoring by grouping. So here we're going to be looking at degree 3 polynomials that are not factorable, or at least not factorable by grouping. Okay, so in this case, you would need to use synthetic division. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at this one here. Suppose that you have to solve. And remember, when they say solve or find the zeros or find the rational roots, all of those mean the same thing. Okay, so whenever you see those directions, and I'll write them differently each time so that you know that it means the same. Okay, so if you see something that says solve x cubed minus 6x squared minus 25x minus 18 equals 0. Okay, so clearly this is not factorable by grouping. If you group these here, you can take out the x squared and you'll be left with x minus 6. But if this is going to be our group 2, they don't even have anything in common. Okay, so this here, you can see it is not factorable by grouping. Okay, so we need to be able to solve this using a different method, and that method is synthetic division. Okay, so the way we go about this is by putting together what you've learned yesterday or the last lesson and the lesson before it. So we are going to be using synthetic division, which you learned a few days ago, and we're going to look at making our list of possible zeros, which you did yesterday. Okay, all right, so let's list our factors of, here, let me put a circle around it. This is P. And this invisible one right here, this is Q. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and list the factors of P first. Factors of P. P is 18, so it's going to be plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 6, plus minus 9, and plus minus 18. Okay, those are all the factors of P. P is 18, negative 18. All right, let's list our factors of Q. This is nice because it's just 1. All right, so just plus minus 1. So then the possible rational zeros are going to be all of the different combinations of P over Q. Well, thank goodness Q is just 1, so all of our possible rational zeros are just going to be all of these guys over 1, which is just all of those guys, right? So it's just plus or minus 1, because 1 over 1 is 1, plus minus 2 over 1, which is just 2. And then same thing for 3, 6, 9, and 18. Okay. All right. So, so this is what we're going to test for in our synthetic division. Okay. And you can either just go in order and give it a try, or if you're like, ooh, I think 6 is the right answer, then you can start with 6. Either way, your goal is to try to find at least 1 0, and then you can find the others. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go in order. So I'm going to start with I'll start with 1 and then -1, 2 and then -2, 3 and then -3. Okay, so starting with 1, x equals 1. So we want to know, is this a solution, a 0, a rational root? Okay. All right, so we have 1, and I don't have anything missing here, so my coefficients are going to be 1, -6, -25, -18. Okay, so 1, -6, -25, and -18. Okay, you just have to be very patient until you find a 0. Okay, so we're going to do our synthetic division. If we get 0 here for our remainder, then that means x equals 1. It means that is a solution. Okay, but we need to get this 0 over here. Okay, so let's check. Do we get a 0 there? All right, so we bring down the 1 and then multiply. 1 times 1 is 1. Put the answer here. Add these together. -6 plus 1 is -5. And then multiply again. -5 times 1 is -5. Put the answer here. And then combine these. We get -30. -30 times 1 is -30. And this is not 0. So this doesn't work. Okay. I'm going to try -1. Like I said, I like to go in order. So. All right. So bring down the 1. 1 times, and then again, bring this down, multiply. 1 times -1 is -1. Put the answer here. Combine -6 and -1, that's -7. Multiply, -7 times -1 is 7, that goes here. Combine these, -25 and +7. -25 and +7 is 18, -18. Okay. -18 times -1 is +18, and we do get a 0. Not just a 0, but a happy 0. All right. Okay, so this one works. Therefore, x equals 1 is a solution. Okay. All right. All right, going in order. So we know that x equals -1 works. And so now what you can do is work off of this, we call it depressed polynomial. So this one here, once you find a 0, then you use this one. So now use this for synthetic division. Okay, so it's no longer 1, -6, -12, -25, -18. We're not using those numbers anymore because we found a 0. So we're going to use 1, -7, -18 now. Okay, all right, so we're using 1, -7, -18. Okay, whenever you find a 0, whenever you get a 0 and you're trying to find the rest of them, you can work off of what we call the depressed polynomial. Okay, all right. If x equals 1 did not work here, it's not going to work here. Okay, however, if x equals -1 worked here, then it could work again. So if you found this to be a solution, you might want to try it again just to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. 1 times -1, right? Bring this down. 1 times -1 is -1. We'll put that here. -7 and -1 is -8. -8 times -1 is +8. Okay, so that didn't work. All right. Not a problem. All right, so let's try what's on our list. Okay, I'll go with 2 and then -2. All right, so x equals 2. 1, -7, -18. Bring down the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. -7 plus 2 is -5. -5 times 2 is -10, and we don't get 0. Okay, I'm going to try x equals -2. Okay, and 1, -7, -18. All right, bring down the 1. 1 times -2 is -2. And combining -7 and -2, I get -9. -9 times -2 is +18, and we do get a 0. Yay! All right, so we got a 0. That means x equals -2 is our second solution, okay? And now what we have here is a linear polynomial, okay? So here, because remember, it's always 1 degree less, right? So here, we started with degree 3, right? So this here, this was a degree 3, this one over here. Okay, so these coefficients come from a degree 3 polynomial. And then here, this one is 1 degree less. So then this became a degree 2. Okay. And those were the coefficients we were using over here. So this 1, -7, -18, that's our degree 2. And so here, now this one is our degree 1. Okay, so this is x minus 9, and we can definitely solve this. We don't have to keep using our synthetic division. We can use this here. 1x minus 9 equals 0. Solve for x, add 9 to both sides, x equals 9. So there is our third solution, degree 3. And these are our 3 solutions, x equals -1, x equals -2, and x equals 9. Okay, so those are our 3 rational zeros, and we can see that all 3 of those, -1 is on our list, -2 is on our list, and +9 is also on our list. So remember, the rational root theorem says that if you're going to have a rational zero, it's going to be on this list. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and try another problem. All right. So let's try this one. So in that first example, I said solve. I'm going to use a different vocabulary here so you get used to it, but it all means the same thing. Find the zeros. So when they say that, they mean the same thing, solve. Okay, find the zeros of, and they'll have it written as a function instead. So x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x plus 18. Okay, so we start the same way. Let's do our factors of p. Okay, so this here is p. And this invisible one is our q. Okay, so factors of p, we'll start there. Factors of p. So that's going to be plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 6, plus minus 9, plus minus 18. Okay, factors of q, that's just plus minus 1. Yay. That means less work for us, right? All right, so then that means our possible zeros, our possible rational zeros, are going to be all of the different p's over all the different q's. There's only this one. Okay, so then that's just plus minus 1 over 1, plus minus 2 over 2, 2 over 1, plus minus 3 over 1, plus minus 6 over 1, plus minus 9 over 1, plus minus 18 over 1. Okay, so, all right, so where are our coefficients? Okay, so I like to go in order. So let's do x equals 1. And our coefficients 1, nothing is missing, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, and they are in order, so we don't have to fix anything. Good. 1, -4, -3, 18. All right, let's bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 and negative 3 is negative 6. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, so we don't get 0. Okay, 1 is not a solution. Let's try negative 1. 1, negative 4, negative 3, 18. Bring down the 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Combine these, negative 4 and negative 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. 5 and negative 3 is 2. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, so that doesn't work. That doesn't give us 0. All right. Let's try 2 and then negative 2. All right, so 1, negative 4, negative 3, 18. All right, so you keep your fingers crossed and you hope that it's not 18. Okay. All right, 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 4 and 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And then I get negative 7. Negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. Nope. No 0. All right, let's try x equals negative 2. Yeah, so you can see how this can take a while, especially if you're not very fast with your multiplication tables. All right, so 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 2 is 12. 12 subtract 3 is 9. Oh, we got one. Negative 18. And then happy 0. So this worked. Okay, so we got this. All right, so this was a degree 3. So now this is a degree 2. Okay. All right, excellent. We got the happy 0. Okay, so now we're going to use this one over here. Okay, so that's going to, this is our, now use this. Use this for synthetic division. Okay, all right, so, and since the negative 2 worked, we're going to try it again, just to make sure. All right, and we get 1, negative 6, and 9. So this is our new one. All right, 1, negative 2. What do we get there? Negative 8, 16. That doesn't work. Okay, so negative 2 only worked once. All right, let's try 3. Okay, let's try 3. So x equals 3. 1, negative 6, 9. All right, 1 times 3 is 3. Negative 6 and 3 is negative 3. Oh, yay! Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. We get the other happy 0. So x equals 3 is the second solution. And now here, since this was a degree 2, this is now a degree 1. So we get x minus 3 equals 0. And we can solve this last one by hand, by algebra, instead of using synthetic division. So here is our third solution. And look at, so here is where it shows up twice, right? X equals 3. Okay. So that's why you always want to try it twice, because it could have been negative 2 that showed up twice. Okay. So these are our 3 solutions, also known as zeros. So find the zeros is the same as saying solve. Okay, so negative 2, 3, and 3. Okay. All right, let's try another one. All right, let's try this one. So the directions could also say find the roots. Okay, find the roots. Okay, so find the roots of p of x. It's the same as solve. Okay, so all of these directions mean the same thing. All right, let's do x cubed plus 9x squared plus 26x plus 24. All right. Okay, so here is our p. Here is this invisible one is our q. Okay, so let's list our factors. Okay, so factors of p. We got a lot of them. Plus minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Okay, a whole lot of them. Okay, thank goodness factors of q, we only have plus minus 1. All right, so our possible zeros, our possible rational zeros are going to be all the p's over all the q's. So that's just going to be plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, plus minus 8, plus minus 12, plus minus 24. Okay, so I'm going to show you another way to do this problem, especially when you have a whole lot of a big list, a long list. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we have degree 3, right? All right, so let's start with x equals 1. So our numbers are 1, 9, 26, 24. Okay, I'm not even going to, since they're all positive, I'm not going to try 1 because there's no way we're going to get, well, here, let's just do it. All right, 1 times 1 is 1, 10. 10, 36. 36, and that doesn't give us 0. All right, so let's try negative 1. 1, 9, 26, 24. And clearly this is not factorable by grouping. All right, so 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 8, negative 8, 18, negative 18. We don't get 0. Okay, I'm going to try 2, 1, 9, 26, 24. Bring down the 1. I get 2, 11, 22. There's going to be some big number. It's not going to give me negative 12, right? So this isn't, I can already see this isn't going to work. Let's try negative 2. 1, 9, 26, 24. 1, negative 2, 7. Negative 14, 2, 1. Oh, negative 24. There we go. Happy 0. Here is one of our answers, right? So this is degree 3. So this answer here is degree 2. Okay. So here's the thing. When you're solving degree 3s using synthetic division, once you find a 0, you end up with a degree 2, right? And I've been saying, oh, use this for synthetic division now. Okay. You could. Okay, so you could keep going this route. The thing is, I don't want to have to go through my list because look, that's a long list. Okay, and what if 12 or 24 is my answer and I'm going one at a time, right? Well, here's a little trick you can do when you're solving degree 3. Once you have degree 3 and you find a 0, now this is a degree 2, And we know how to solve degree 2. Okay, so this is x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. We know how to solve this. We know 2 ways to solve this. We can use factoring, and if factoring doesn't work, we can use the quadratic formula. So instead of doing my synthetic division, you could keep going that route if that's the way you want to go. You could just use your synthetic division, and like I did with the last problems, you can use your synthetic division and keep checking your list. Don't forget to check -2 and see if it works again. -2 and then check 3 and -3, 4 and -4, 6 and -6, 8 and -8. That's a long list. So you could, if you want to, keep checking your list using this instead of the 1, 9, 2, 6, 24. Or you can stop here with the synthetic division and then just solve this degree 2 by factoring. If not by factoring, by quadratic formula. Okay, let's see if this factors x times x, positive and positive. Oh, look at that, 3 and 4. So x plus 3 equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. Solve each one. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. They cancel. So x equals -3. There's my second answer. Subtract 4. There's my third answer. So I found all 3 answers: -2, -3, and -4. Okay. So again, once you find one solution to the degree 3, you can use this degree 2 however you want. You could keep doing synthetic division using this here, or you could use this here and try factoring it, or using the quadratic formula. It's up to you. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so let's try this one. So let's go back to the word solve. Okay, they all mean the same. Solve. Find the zeros. Find the roots. All right, so let's solve. Let's do this one. 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 23x plus 12 equals 0. All right, so everything is in order, 3, 2, 1, 0. So this is my P. And we have an actual number other than 1 for Q. All right, that just makes our list a little bit longer. So let's do our factors. Factors of P. So all the things that make 12. Plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, plus minus 12. Let's do our factors of Q. Plus minus 1, plus minus 2. So let's make our list. Possible rational zeros. All right, so it's all of the p's over the q's. So all of the p's over 1. So that's going to be plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, plus minus 12. And then all of the p's over 2. So that's going to be plus minus 1 over 2. And then plus minus 2 over 2. But 2 over 2 is 1, and we already have that. Okay. So then it's going to be plus minus 3 over 2. We don't have that one. Plus minus 4 over 2. But 4 over 2 is 2. We already have it. Don't have to put it down again. Plus minus 6 over 2. But that's 3. And we already have 3. So we don't have to put that one down. And then we have plus minus 12 over 2. But that's just 6. And we already have 6. Okay. All right. So not too bad. It extended our list by 2 extra players here. Okay. All right, and then we test them out. So I'm going to try one. So our numbers here are 2, -3, -23, 12. 2. 2 times 1 is 2. -3 plus 2 is -1. -1 times 1 is -1, -24, and then this doesn't work. All right, let's try -1. 2, -3, -23, 12. And let's make sure we copied all the numbers right. Okay, so bring this down. 2, -2, -5, 5. What is that? 3, 4, 5, -18, 18. Ah, that doesn't work either. Okay. All right, let's try 2. X equals 2. 2, -3, -23, 12. 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 1, 2. What do we get there? -21. And I can see already this isn't even going to work. Okay. Let's try -2. 2, -3, -23, 12. All right. So 2, -4, -7, 14. What do we get here? That is 9. Okay, so this isn't going to work. Okay. All right, let's try 3. 2, -3, -23, 12. Bring down the 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And then here we get -14. And that doesn't work. Okay, let's try -3. 2, -3, -23, 12. Bring down the 2. We get -6, -9, 27. What is that? 27. So that's 4. Oh, we got one. All right, so yay, happy 0. So x equals -3. We found a 0. So I'm going to say let's toss synthetic division out right now, and let's go with factoring or quadratic formula, because I don't want to go through that list. This gets a little tedious, yes? Okay, so let's use factoring or quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Unless, of course, you want to, okay? Unless you want to use synthetic division. All right, so this was a degree 3, so now this is a degree 2. All right, so we have 2x squared minus 9x plus 4 equals 0. All right, let's see if this factors. If not, then we'll use quadratic formula. 2x times x, negative, negative. It's not going to be 2 and 2. It's got to be 4. 4 and 1. 2 times 4 is -8. -1, that's -9. This works, okay? So then I can take each factor, set it equal to 0, and solve. So here I'm going to add 1 to both sides. They cancel. So I get 2x equals 1. Divide both sides by 2. They cancel. So I get x by itself. X equals 1/2. There's my second solution. Okay. My first solution is x equals -3, right over here. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and add 4, both sides. So x equals 4. There are my 3 solutions: 4, 1/2, and -3. Okay. All right. Should we do one more? Let's do one more. Okay. Let's do this one. All right. Let's do this one. Find the zeros of, again, it all means the same thing. Find the zeros of p of x which equals x cubed plus 10x squared minus 23x plus 12. Okay? All right, so factors of p. Okay, so again, p is over here, and q is this invisible one. Okay. All right, factors of p, that's plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 6, plus minus 12. Factors of q, thank goodness, it's just plus minus 1. Okay, so my possible rational zeros are going to be, all right, this is going to be really lazy. This. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try x equals 1. And my numbers here will be 1, 10, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nothing missing, everything in order. So negative 23, 12. All right, bring down the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. We get 11. 11 times 1 is 11. We get negative 12. Oh, look it, right away. Yay! Okay. So that wasn't too bad. And so this is 1. Okay. And this is now a degree 2, right? Because this is a degree 3. So this is now a degree 2. So this is x squared plus 11x minus 12 equals 0. So now I'm going to factor x times x, 1 positive, 1 negative, and that looks like it's going to be 12 and 1. So x plus 12 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0. Subtract 12 on both sides, so x equals negative 12. Add 1 to both sides, x equals 1. So here are your 3 answers. X equals 1, x equals negative 12, and x equals 1 again. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much how they all work. Try to find 1, 0 in these degree 3s. If you can find 1, 0, then try factoring or using quadratic formula on the rest of. Shoot, my microphone fell out. Okay. All right. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow.